Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new video here today. Today we're back on Planet Coaster 2 and we're back for Hyperpark again. This is episode 3 of the series then. And in today's video we're building the park's third coaster and also developing some of the front area of the park, as that is something that I do need to work on. In today's video we are building another intamin. I've built, this is the second intamin I've actually built in the series. And yeah, this is going to be inspired by Spitfire, I think it's called, from Six Flags Qiddiya. And that's my main inspiration for this coaster. It's basically Stealth from Thorpe Park with an inverted top hat. This one is. It's a bit taller than Stealth, so it's probably be one of those. Probably be the fastest launch coaster, because I've decided this park is actually going to be located in the UK. I know it's not really terribly realistic. However, I do think that would work quite well. I do think a coaster like this would work quite well in the UK, maybe even as a replacement for Stealth, as that's been having a few problems. But no, this is then what we're doing. It's a easy layout to do this coaster. It's not like it's rocket science really. It's just a case of just having the intamin swing launch coaster. Let's talk about then Planet Coaster 2. It's got a new update then. I haven't actually even experimented with the new update yet. I haven't really updated with it or experimented with it, but I have actually, because I've been. Actually, no, I'm not going to say what I've been experimenting with, because that will give away one of the coasters for this park. So yeah, that'll be something you guys will see in due course, hopefully. But this park's looking great at the minute, because I've already done the coasters for this park. It's just a case of I need to finish it all. So yeah, hopefully I can get it all done before my exams start, because those do start up. Well, they do start back up in June. So hopefully I can get it all done before then. But no, it's going really well, the series is. No park files corrupted yet. This is obviously going to be my most realistic park, and I've really enjoyed doing this one. You see we're doing a bit of a maintenance bay here. I can't remember if I keep this one or not and move it over. I think I do move it over, but that's the layout complete. Then moving on to the custom support, you'll see the colour scheme is a bit similar to a ride going to Six Flags Great America. Or was it Great Adventure? I can't remember. I can't remember. Either way, it's I originally did the colour scheme without thinking of Phantom Spire. However, I got halfway through the colour scheme. You think you realise the realisation there. I got halfway through this custom supporting and realised, oh, yeah, it's the same colour scheme as Phantom Spire at Six Flags Qiddiya. Not Qiddiya, sorry. At at Six Flags. I can't remember which one it is. I get mixed up quite easily. Yeah, I'm not really an American enthusiast. I'm more know my British and European kind of theme parks, and not really the American ones. That's kind of me. But you can see we're doing the support structure now. This is inspired by Spitfire at Six Flags Qiddiya, and that was the overall inspiration for this ride, because it's just a relatively simple kind of coaster to do. Moving on then from the supports, we're doing some of the ride fence, and then we're going for like a kind of a very loose like resort kind of theme to it. It's, again, calling it a theme is the same way as saying the Hyperia's themed at Thorpe Park, because it just isn't themed, this coaster isn't. It's stylised, as every single coaster in this park is going to be. It's all stylised with realistic backstage areas for most coasters when it's all complete then. I think I'm getting close to completing the third coaster for this park, I want to say. I think it's about the third coaster. Well, it's not. Oh my god. No, we'll do the third coaster in this episode, but I'm close to finishing the 7th coaster of the park. That'll come in hopefully a few weeks. Hopefully you shouldn't be waiting too long for that episode, providing I can get all the episodes out in due course. It's not just a case of building the parks for me. It's just, for me, it's having the motivation to actually edit the videos, because they take quite a while to edit some of these videos, as I've found out a few times in this series. But that's the only problem with the Planet Coaster park for me. I get parks done quite quickly in relation to other people, but that's because of the fact that I have quite a lot of time on my hands. But I do get parks done quite quickly. You can see now we're just doing a bit of the queue line. The only problem I hate with the queue line for this, or just like queue lines in this game in general, is it's not the game's fault actually. It's just my fault. But when I do the recording stuff, I have to come off of the recording if I want to edit like the queue paths, which I've done quite a few times. You guys probably have noticed it. It's just I haven't really brought it up before. But that is something that can be a bit of a pain sometimes when it comes to building Planet Coaster 2. It is what it is. I'm not too fussed about it when it comes to that kind of stuff then. So yeah, that's roughly where we're looking at with this part then. It's going really well again, this part. Something you'll notice that is missing is I haven't done the the fast track queue that is coming in this one. I've just forgot to put it in on this time lapse. Then it's getting to that point of the time lapse again when I don't know what to speak about, but there's still quite a lot of the time lapse left to go. There's probably a good 10-15 minutes left, so I'll find something else to ramble on about. But no, the new Planet Coaster update, like I was saying before, I haven't touched an arcade yet. I'm thinking of maybe adding one into this park. I'm not too sure yet. At the end of the day, this is more going to be known for a thrill park, not really families going into an arcade, so I'm not really too fussed about doing an arcade in this park yet. I'm thinking about it. I don't know if I will. I know there probably will be definitely one going into Wallaby Adventure Valley. That is definitely a consideration for me. As yeah, I think that would work quite well. You see, we're actually doing a bit more of adjustments to the custom supports because didn't really want it to affect with the pathway too much. Getting closer to actually completing this coaster. Once we've completed this, like the time lapse for the coaster, we're then going to move on to the time lapse for the rest of like the front entrance. I've done a few different things here and there for when it comes to the entrance. Like there's a big thing that I have added is a large hotel. I know that's probably not terribly realistic for a park this size, as it is a park you could get done in the one day. But I thought it best to add a hotel for enough guests. It isn't terribly realistic. I do want to add some more things to it because at the minute it does look like a little bit of a concentration camp. So not that, you know, well, actually no, I'm not going to say that. I might get cancelled for that one. But no, it does look a little bit like a it does look a little bit basic, the hotel, so I do want to add a little bit more to it. I probably should have just gone for that instead of saying what I did, but oh well, it should be fine. But no, just moving on then. We have actually opened up the rides to guests. That's the thing with this park. I am just going to open up the rides to guests as we go because I think it just adds a bit more life into the park and it makes it feel more lived in, and it doesn't really feel like an abandoned park, like say Oakwood for example. But no, I'm really enjoying this park series, as I've said a million times now. But if you guys don't know what this park series actually is about, it's basically I'm building. I think it originally was going to be 8 coasters, but now I've decided to add an extra one, which you'll see obviously later on in the series. But for those who don't know, this is the reason why this is called Hyper Park, is because this theme park is going to have coasters only between the heights of 200 feet and 299 feet, no shorter, no taller than that height. Hence the name Hyper Park, because if you're not an enthusiast, which you should be if you're watching this video, but no, if you guys know what don't know what a hyper coaster is, it's basically any coaster between the heights of 200 feet and 299 feet. Hence the name of Hyper Park, because yeah, I thought it's quite a nice name. I don't know if you guys know this, but I haven't mentioned this before, but this is a concept I did try back on Planet Coaster 1. However, I didn't really get that series out, and I wasn't too happy with the coasters in that one. And by the time it was nearing completion, I jumped ship onto Planet Coaster 2. So that series never really materialised. But no, it is out. So at least it lives on in some way as well. That was a much bigger park compared to this one, and I got halfway through and I lost all motivation for that one. Whereas with this one, I have a lot of motivation for it because it's a smaller park. It's going to be a lot more manageable and a lot more realistic to what that park was, because it definitely did feel more like a Six Flags park than anything else. But although this is going to be more of a stylised park, it's going to be more stylised in the way that like Cedar Fair do their kind of coaster, like Cedar Point for example. So it's not just going to basically be a coaster plonked in a car park or like a random field or something. It is going to have a bit of stylisation to it, so it just doesn't look like a basic boring coaster. So yeah, I do think that'll look quite nice. That will yeah, once it's all done. I do think with this being in the UK, it would be unrealistic anyways to theme it quite well. Like, there's no point in doing like a universal theme on a hypercoaster in the UK, because at the end of the day, the UK isn't really known for theming up like big tall rides, and we're not known for tall rides anyways. I think we've only got 3 hypercoasters in the UK, which I was actually thinking about this the other day. That's actually the most out of any European country. In Europe, funnily enough, but I don't know where I was going with that one, but either way, got there in the end. You can see we're actually moving on to some front entrance stuff, but no, I was actually having a look, and the UK is actually quite surprisingly, it's got the most amount of hypercoasters out of any country in Europe, which is quite surprising. But it goes to prove a point that, you know, the UK is more just known for like well, it's not really known for rides, but just Europe in general is just known for having better theming over like large rides. Like you see out in America, like you turn up to a theme park in Europe and it's mostly hidden behind the trees, but you go out to a park out in America, you know, they're relatively hidden, well, they're not hidden behind the trees, they're just, you know, you look at the car park, you look up and all you can just see is coasters coasters rising like really high up, and you know, I think that does add quite a bit to like a park out there. You know, I've never visited an American park. I'd love to visit one day, which I imagine I will do. But it is quite an interesting one. There's a reason why I'm mainly just focusing on the building that I'm doing here, because if I didn't focus on this building, you'd be able to see coasters that I haven't deleted in this footage. That's because of the fact that I've already put most of the coasters in the park and themed them in this footage. It's just more just I was getting around to doing all this kind of stuff after I'd done all this. Well, yeah, I was more getting around to all this kind of stuff after I'd done most of the rest of the park. But yeah, we'll see. We'll get on to the rest of this time lapse then. We're coming towards the end of it actually. The last little bit of time lapse is going to be it's going to be a 6 minute long time lapse. But that's because of the fact we're actually building the hotel now. It's like I said before, it's like quite a large scale hotel. I originally was just going to do like a sandstone wall, but I don't think that would have stuck well with like the entrance area, because the entrance area is quite a that's what I'm looking for. It's more like a futuristic kind of theme. So yeah, you look at it and you just see a large sandstone wall, and it just breaks the immersion. Well, not necessarily breaks the immersion. It just makes it stick out like a sore thumb a bit, which is hence why in the end I decided to just change it up a bit, make it look a bit more like the front entrance. The front entrance area, I do want to add a little bit more detail, like wall trims and stuff like that, because at the minute it does just look a little bit on the basic side. So I would definitely like to do something to maybe just make it look a bit more nicer, and not, like I said, not look like a prison camp. So anyways, I digress. But these voiceovers get more and more random every single time I do them. I don't necessarily hate doing voiceovers, it's just after a bit it just becomes an actual drag. You can see there that's when I delete all the walls in the background, because I just don't think it looks very nice. It didn't stick well with me, and I just thought, you know what, I'll just go with like the metal alloy kind of wall, just stick with the front entrance area. And I do actually make my own custom revolving door on this one. It sounds like rocket science, that does, to anybody else watching this, but it really wasn't that hard. I just used like on the moving platforms. I can't speak today. No, it's a bit like it's one of those moving platforms, and then it's just put through between two circles, and then works like a revolving door. There is one of them in game, anyways, like with the resort theme. However, I decided to make my own one, as I thought, you know what, it just look a bit more nice and a little bit more realistic, which is what we're going for with this park. As you guys know, it's like the teaser I put out on TikTok before this all released. I literally said the next park series is coming soon, and it's going to be hyper realistic. A few people got that reference, a few people didn't, but in the end, that's what I decided to go for with that teaser. It was a little bit of a random teaser, to be fair. It was like a week before the park series even started, so that was quite a funny one, that was actually. But a few people were actually quite excited for this, and I am really excited for this concept to actually play out and see how it looks when it's done. I would definitely like to see something like this done in real life, because I think that would be a very interesting concept for like a park to do. Although we do kind of already have that with Cedar Point, but they don't really just focus on hypercoasters. They have stuff for all the family. But that's the thing with this park, there isn't a single family ride in this park. So if you're coming here and you're under like 1.2 meters, you're not going on any ride, because the minimum height restriction is 1.2 meters. So I think going 1 meter height restriction for a hypercoaster is a little bit unrealistic. I know the Drake Manor have that with Gold Rush, but at the end of the day, that's just a small little intimate family coaster. You know, that's not a 200-foot monster. I don't know why that movement was so weird back then, but like I said, these voiceovers are getting worse and worse, man. After I'll just lose track of what I want to speak about. I do move the hotel over a bit, because it was kind of in a bit of a random location, but that did mess up the path a bit. But it's not too hard to fix paths in this game. It's a lot easier to work with a path builder in this game than it was a Planet Coaster one, I'll tell you that for free. I get PTSD from that path builder in that game, because boy, that was terrible, that was. It's definitely a lot more easier. It's a lot more accessible, this game. It's like people who want to make like a realistic park, or a coaster for that matter. It's just a lot more accessible to people who, you know, just want to play the game. And, you know, if they want to make a smooth coaster, it's not that hard to do. Again, it might not be the most realistic for profiling, but it's a lot more easy to play this game than it is Planet Coaster 1. I'll give you that. I'll tell you that for free. That is the one thing I will give Frontier with this game. It's a lot more accessible. However, the glitches in this game can be quite funny, because if you guys don't watch me on TikTok, I've actually started a new series called This Past Week in How My Planet Coaster 2 has glitched. Yes, it's inspired by Digital Dan's This Past Week in Theme Parks. But I thought, you know, I'll do a little series like that, because I get glitches every single day on this game. You actually saw one back there, because there was guests who were confused about the fact that I don't even know why they were like stuck, because when they get stuck, they like jump around like a loony. so it's a little bit random sometimes. But now we're just doing some of the actual details on the actual walls. These segues get worse and worse every single time, like going on to different things. But this is like the whole entire inspiration for this park. It's just like a futuristic kind of like stylization, if you will. I tried so many windows here. I eventually just landed on this one because I think it looks the nicest. I'm happy with this balcony design I did, because I spent a decent amount of time on it. But I think this works quite well for like the balcony at this park. So yeah, I'm not really one of those who's like knows a lot about hotels, because I don't often go to hotels, if I'm honest with you. The only hotels I've probably been in is a Travelodge and a Premier Inn in the UK. So this is more. I think this looks almost more like the American like motels. It's definitely not a motel, because at the end of the day it's attached to a theme park, but no, that's the whole entire, well, yeah, it's not necessarily the inspiration for this park, but it's definitely just the idea to go off. Anyways, I think we're getting close now to actually going into real time in this park, so yeah, I'll end this, end the voiceover I won't end the voiceover or the video for that matter in a second. I do actually delete that wall there and turn it into like the back of house area for like a kitchen kind of area, because I thought that was a bit more realistic to do. But what I did as well is I put the guest spawners in this hotel, so all the guests, when they're just done, just decide that they're just going to stupidly just roam out into the middle of the car park, which just look quite funny when you're watching it, but it's also very dangerous if it was real life. But anyways, that's the voiceover and the time lapse done. Let's go into real time now. Here we are then, back in real time then of Hyper Park. It looks quite different at the minute. We've put all the like the posters on the walls. Those two there you see on the wall at the minute, those placeholders. Do ignore them for the time being. But no, you can see there's the hotel in the background. You see what I mean though, but it looks a little bit like a prison camp. So I do want to add a little bit more detail into it, so it doesn't look too bad. I'm happy with it as it is now, but I do think I want to try and make it more incorporated with the entrance. You see we've got more realistic signage around. We'll have a look at those in a bit, I think. But no, here's how Hyper Park looks. We'll go out this entrance here because it looks quite busy again. I think that's because of the fact I delete all the rides before I go into it. But no, this entrance is looking a lot different now. As you can see, we've built a brand new building here as well. I thought I did record this one, but I couldn't find the actual video file. So I did record the building of this. If I can find that and I can restore that, I will put that in the next week's video, because I haven't just put the one here. I've put two here. So I'll put two in the park, like with those kind of buildings. You can see that's the other one on the other side of the lake. But you can see here is the coaster that we've been building today. It's the Intamin swing launch. Like I said, it's a very Phantom Spire kind of like colour scheme. I didn't intend for it to do that. It's only afterwards I realised, oh yeah, Phantom Spire colour scheme. I didn't realise that. But you can see there's the toilet blocks there. I need to get some updates on them, because again they do just look like a bit of a shed out in the middle of nowhere. I do want some name suggestions for this coaster, and if you guys do want to suggest a name for this, that would be greatly appreciated. Something that's just simple, something that looks nice. That fits in with the theme. I'm thinking something like purple and then something after it, which would be quite a basic name, but it'd also be quite an interesting one to see what you guys come up with. I do still need a name for the Intamin Hyper on the other side of the lake, so that would also be greatly appreciated if you guys could put some suggestions in for that. But no, we'll go take a ride on this then. You can see we've got the baggage hold there, and we've also got the row numbers, which are another bit of realism. So let's go for a ride on this thing then. I'll see you guys when we get off. So here's how Hyper Park looks then from above. The skyline's looking really good. When this is done, it's going to look insane. It probably might be one of the best skylines out there in the world, but that's talking objectively. That is, I'm just oh my god, these videos get more and more random. But here you can see the ticket and info booth here. This way, like, buy your tickets. I priced them at £45, which is a bit steep, but when you go into a park like this, it's well worth the cost. You can see there's there's also the posters that we got. We got an extra one there as well for the coaster that I do plan on adding at the end of the series. That will be the final coaster, obviously, in the last episode. But here we are then looking at the coaster. Then it's a large. It's not exactly the biggest layout in the world, or the most imaginative. You can see also here's the gift shop afterwards. I didn't add that one into the Intamin Hyper because I thought the Mac and that one was going to have one, so I'll probably add one of them into another coaster in the future. You can see there's the other restaurant and the gift shop on the other side of the lake then. That is going to do it then for this video. If you guys did enjoy this one and the stupid voiceover that took 20 minutes to do, please hit the like, subscribe button, turn on notifications if you want to see more Planet Coaster 2 content. If you do want to see more Hyper Park content, then there will be probably another episode released this time next week. So yeah, thank you guys for watching this video of Hyper Park, and I'll see you guys in a brand new video next time, which will probably be a Wallaby video. See you guys in a new video next time. Goodbye.